Good to see everybody. Go ahead and find a nice comfortable seat. You can scoot forward in your chair a little bit. Glance down at your feet, make sure that they're hips distance apart. I'm gonna actually use a couple of blocks today. From time to time, I just think it's kind of nice to use this as a prop if you have them available. If you don't worry about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a block between my feet, and then I'm gonna also take a block between my thighs. And blocks are great because you can play with like the different width. So you're probably going to do the skinniest or maybe that medium. And then if you have a strap as well and you wanted to take the strap around your legs, you could also do that. So we're getting a little feedback. You're able to squeeze in on the block, but then with that strap too, you can also find a little bit of that idea of pressing out. So it just gives this mountain pose a little structure. It gives our body a little feedback. So you can set that up if you feel so inclined today. If you don't, no worries. So I'll give you a sec to find that. Let's go ahead and give the shoulders a roll out. I feel like, Scott, we want to keep the shoulders nice and loose for the accordion playing, so. And then you can roll forward a few times. All right, and then back again. All right, and then you're gonna feel those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. The shoulder heads press back, shoulder blades release down your back. So you have a little cobra pose in this seat. You're feeling this openness across your heart and chest. You're feeling this lift of your sternum. You're sitting nice and tall. There's that rooting down into your sit bones. You're rooting into your feet. So just feeling very present in this pose, in this Tadasana. Allow your eyelids to close. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. Again, smooth, full, deep inhale. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. One more time, fill up. Sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then you're gonna allow your eyelids to close. Oh, they're already closed. We're gonna start to find our inhale through our nose and then our exhale through our nose. So you're listening to that sound of your Ujjayi breath. Your attention goes to that sound. So you're using it as a tool to help you focus and quiet the mind. From time to time, your attention's going to wander. When you notice that that's happened, you smile, you come back to your breath. We remember that some days it's really easy to get still and quiet. Some days it's a little harder. There's more sort of, beating around in our brains. So we always try to arrive on our mats with curiosity, without judgment, with acceptance of where we are at any given moment. Maybe you're finding that it feels really good to just sit quietly like this, to check in. Good. So from here, gently blink your eyes open and let's move into some cat-cow. You can keep the blocks if you'd like to. If you're ready to get rid of them, you can also do that. You're going to take your hands on your thighs. You're going to inhale, rock forward on your sit bones. So you're arching in your lower back. And then as you exhale, you rock to the backs of your sit bones. You round in, you can drop your chin towards your chest. And then you continue moving with your breath at a pace that feels good. If you're feeling a little lethargic today, you could speed the breath up. If you're feeling a little anxious or distractible, maybe consciously slow the breath down. And if you are still working with your blocks, maybe it feels a little different. Maybe having that structure and the support means that the movement's a little smaller. Good. So let's add our arms to the mix. We can start to warm up the shoulder girdle. So the next time you're coming into that back arch, you could stretch one arm forward and then exhale, release down. And then inhale the other arm forward. And of course, you can always try a variation, see how it works. If you're not feeling it, you skip it. Good. So when you're even with both arms, if you want to play with doing both arms at the same time, you could do a few rounds of that. Good. And then let's just start to make this movement a little slower, a little smaller. And then you're going to find your nice tall seat, and you're going to move into your little hip circles. You can slowly start to switch directions. And you can make these circles a little smaller until you come back to that Tadasana mountain pose. Let's release the arms by our sides. As you inhale, take the arms out and up. Really firm muscle to bone, so you're activating the arms. Spin the palms to face out, and then exhale. Take the arms out and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward and down. Externally rotate. Inhale, take the arms out and up. You're taking up lots of space here. And then giving yourself a little resistance as you press out and down. Very nice. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward and down. Little external rotation, out and up. You spin the palms out and then press out and down. Inhale, forward and up. Beautiful, forward and down. One more here, out and up. Good. Out and down. Final one, reaching forward. And then let's spin the arms to face forward. Take them shoulders distance apart. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, let's twist to the right. And just release your hands down. Left hand can be on your left thigh. It could be on your block if you've got that block between your thighs. It could come to the outside of your right thigh. Shoulder heads gently press back. You're feeling that lift of your sternum. And you might be bringing your gaze in the direction of your right shoulder. Your breath is smooth and steady. Good. As you exhale, unwind. Give yourself a hug. Take that right elbow on top of the left. You're grabbing the outer edges of your shoulder blades. And then from here, just start to lift your elbows a little bit. You're going to feel a stretch in your shoulders, your outer arm. Your breath is smooth and steady here. And inhale, reach the arms up and out. Beautiful, nice, deep inhale here. And exhale, we twist to the left. Good. Eventually releasing those hands down. And this right hand can kind of come anywhere that feels comfortable. A lot of that's going to depend upon how warm your spine is feeling at this point. What's going on in your body. Shoulder heads press back. You might be bringing your gaze in the direction of that left shoulder. Deep inhale here. As you exhale, unwind, give yourself that hug. Left elbow comes on top of right. You're grabbing the outer edges of your shoulder blades, and then maybe you're lifting those elbows any amount. You're still feeling those shoulder blades release down your back, however. And you've got a few good breaths here, just feeling this stretching sensation. But as you inhale, take the arms up and then press them down. Bring your hands to your thighs. Allow your chin to drop towards your chest. So hopefully we've warmed up the shoulders a little bit, created a little space there. So we're going to move more specifically into the neck. This first one of the day always feels really intense. Keep that breath moving. You might even visualize the exhale going to the spots that are a little tighter, a little more tender in your body. Good. Keep your chin tucked. Move nice and slow as you bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. You might take several breaths in certain spots. And then several breaths to come back to center. Just going in reverse. And then hanging out in the center again, chin dropping towards chest. And then we take that journey to the left. So again, you're moving slow, you're taking your time, there's no rush. There might be some spots that are a little cranky. You hang out in those places. Good, and then we're gonna come back to center. So again, just retracing your steps, taking your time, taking a few breaths in the spots that are sticky. Good, when you get to the center, you're hanging out there. Maybe you're feeling a little more release in the back of your neck, hopefully. Go ahead and lift your chin. Give those shoulders another little roll out. And then let's just do one more little exercise with our arms here. So you can release your arms by your sides. As you inhale, you're gonna reach your right arm up, your left arm back. And then exhale, you're gonna switch. Inhaling, switching. Exhale. So it's kind of like you're walking with a really big swing in your arms. Inhale. And then if you wanted to do like double time, it's like those cartoon arms where they start going so fast you can barely see them. Nice. So good for the brain doing these opposites. Maybe start to slow it down again. You're going to definitely feel your shoulders getting warm. Good. Do a couple full more rounds. So you'll end that left arm up, right arm down, and you can release down. Beautiful work. Let's go ahead and lose the blocks if you were working with those props. We're going to find a little hip stretching here with some twisting. So, as you know, you can always just approach everything from Tadasana. So just this basic blueprint pose. Looking for a little hip stretch. You could find external rotation in that right hip. So you're opening up any amount. We are looking to see that the knee is more or less over the ankle, or maybe ankle slightly ahead of the knee. And then the other option here would be to come into your seated pigeon. So crossing your right ankle above that left knee. They're both similar, but different. I find the action is more concentrated to my outer hip in this variation that I'm doing right now. In addition to the outer hip stretch, I also get a little groin stretch, a little inseam of the leg, which can be really nice. So if that's something that you're looking for, you might want to try this variation. Sometimes it's nice to do the thing that we don't usually go to. So, you know, play around, mix it up. And we're just going to hang out here. Maybe it feels good to close your eyes and really connect with your breath again. It's kind of just slowing down, even though we've got this hip opening happening. You're listening to your breath, you're bringing your attention there. So you're training your brain to focus, to quiet down. And you're remembering that some days that's really easy to accomplish. Some days it's quite difficult. All right, so from here, again, let's go ahead and inhale, take the arms out wide. And as we exhale, let's twist to the right. So we're going to do the twist this direction. Left hand can come to that left thigh. If you're in that seated pigeon pose, it could land anywhere on that right foot, that right shin. It could even come to the outside of the right knee. Maybe moving your gaze in the direction of that right shoulder. Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, unwind, come to center. We're going to keep the legs in this configuration, but we're going to twist to the left now. So again, inhale, arms reach out wide. And as you exhale, you twist to the left. This feels more intense in my body. Maybe you're noticing that too. So going to the right felt more like an open twist. This one's a little more intense. That may or may not be true for you, but you're noticing as you come into each variation of these poses. Gaze might be coming in the direction of that left shoulder. Good. As you exhale, unwind, come to center. Let's find a little forward fold here to intensify things. So if you've got that shin crossed in front, you can just rest your hands there. In this variation, hands can come to your legs. This might also be an opportunity to use a desk in front of you, a little piece of wall, or if you have those blocks, they're very useful in that they bring the floor closer. And you're going to notice as you come into this forward fold, it's going to intensify the hip stretch that you're feeling, which can be, it's kind of nice. It's like it hurts so good. You get to control how deep you go here. You're kind of leveraging how much your body is wanting. Good. And then as you inhale, you're going to start to make your way out. You can use your hands to help you press up. Beautiful work. We're going to take that sequence to the second side. So find your Tadasana mountain pose if you're not already there. And then again, your variation of this hip opening pose. So you can find your warrior two leg. You could cross your left ankle above your right knee. It's okay if this side looks different than the other side. And then just several breaths here in this initial stage of the pose. You're asking yourself how this side feels different in your body. You're doing your best to keep your breath smooth and steady, the inhale and the exhale nice and even. Kind of simmering in this pose, just giving it the time it needs to work its magic. It's almost more like a yin stretch. And then let's release our arms down by our sides. Inhale, take the arms out wide. So first we go for more of that open twist. So you're going to twist to the left. And then just taking your hands anywhere that feels good. Using your hands to give you a little leverage to wrap those right ribs to the left. You're feeling your shoulder heads press back. You're feeling that gentle lift of your sternum. You might be moving in the direction of bringing your gaze out over that left shoulder. Deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind, come to center, release the arms by your sides, and then inhale, arms come out wide. And as we exhale, we twist to the left, or to the right rather. Release your hands down. You're just noticing how twisting side to side feels different with your legs in this configuration. One more deep inhale. And then you exhale, come to center, and we find that forward fold. So again, use any props that you need. You can use your hands on your thighs, hands on a desk in front of you, wall in front of you. You can use your blocks. Good. So you can use your hands on your next inhale to help you come on up. Come back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Let's do a little side to side stretching. So getting into the side body, which always feels really nice. So you can release your arms down by your sides. As you inhale, side bend to the right, take that left arm up and over. And as you exhale, release down. Inhale, right arm comes up and over. And release. Good. And you're moving with your breath. You can close your eyes here, assuming that that still feels safe and stable in your body. So just noticing how nice it feels to connect movement with breath, even when it's just really simple movement like this. It has this calming quality, this meditative quality. It helps us to find this rhythm in our body. Let's do a few more to each side. Beautiful work. And when you feel even, come back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So just that basic shape that we had at the beginning of class. In fact, close your eyes again. And I want you to do a check-in. I want you to notice how you're feeling different. So we've had a lot of movement, a lot of twisting. Does it feel like you're sitting a little taller? Does it feel like there's more space inside your body? And then check in with that headspace. What's going on there? Have you started to calm down a little bit, to focus in? From here, let's move into some of our half sun salute. So you're going to blink your eyes open, release your arms down by your sides. For this first one, let's take the arms out and up. Maybe you gaze up, maybe you press your palms. And then as you exhale, you can hinge forward, fold in. You can always use your hands to help you roll on down. Inhale, you find that chest extension. Exhale, rounding in. And then rooting down, taking the arms out wide. Maybe gazing up, pressing palms. And as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Beautiful work. This time, let's reach our arms forward and up. And then as you exhale, maybe you kind of dive in. Inhale, lengthen forward. Good, exhale, fold back in. And then maybe reach the arms forward this time. It might require a little more core, beautiful. And then as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So we have 4 more of these. You can mix and match them however you want. You can skip them. You can simply go into some cat cow. You could sit quietly. What would feel good for you right now? Just really listening to that sound of your breath. It is your soundtrack as you flow through these sun salutes. Beautiful work. Good. And when you're done with your fourth round, you're just pausing in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. There's no rush to get there. Good. Release your hands down. We're going to come into a crescent pose. So you can keep your legs exactly like this. If you wanted to extend your left leg forward, you could do that as well. So legs are hips distance apart. Release the arms by your sides. As you inhale, take the arms out and up. And we're just going to do a little cactus shape. So exhale. Feel that stretch across your heart and chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, and it's kind of like you're leaning the elbows forward, wrists back. Inhale. And exhale, giving yourself a little resistance as you pull down. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale. Good, and then exhale. Stay here. As you inhale, go ahead and extend the arms to straight. As you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach out. And exhale, release your hands down. So another twist, different variation with our legs. So again, it's going to change how where you're feeling stretch, where you're feeling sensation in your body. So you're getting curious about that. Deep inhale here. Exhale, unwind, come back to center, and another forward fold here. So hands can kind of just slide down your legs. Hands can be resting on that desk, that table, or those blocks. This is going to be a really big hamstring stretch if you have that left leg extended. So if it feels like too much, you put a little bend in that knee. Good. As you inhale, slowly roll on up. When you get all the way up, give those shoulders a little roll out. And then you're going to bend that left knee if you extended that leg to straight. And we'll take it to the second side. So right foot potentially extends to straight. Doesn't matter if it does. Legs are about hips distance apart. Release your arms by your sides. As you inhale, arms reach out and up. Maybe gaze up. Good, and then let's go ahead and cactus the arms here. We're gonna do some presses this time. So take a nice deep inhale, feel that stretch across your heart and chest. Give yourself some resistance as you press in. Same thing, inhale, it's like you're giving yourself a little resistance. Exhale, press in. Good, inhale, open up. Exhale, beautiful work. Inhale. Exhale. It's like yoga weightlifting without the machines. Inhale. Good. And the crowd of the gym. Exhale, press in. Good. Inhale, open up. Good. Take an exhale here and straighten the arms. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reach out, and then go ahead and release your hands down. That right hand can come anywhere on the right thigh, the left thigh. You're just finding a little leverage to press your shoulder heads back. And you're really paying attention to your breath. Where does it go when your body is twisted like this? Good, deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind, come to center, and we take our final forward fold here. So you start to make your way in. This side might feel entirely different. Again, give this right leg extended. It's a really big hamstring stretch. Hamstring is this big muscle that gets really tight for most of us. So you bend that knee if you need to. Take a little of the work out. Conversely, if it feels like you need a little more, you can really flex that right foot. All right. And then you can use your hands to help you press on up here. Beautiful. Bend that right knee in. Just refresh your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And we're going to move into our box breath today. So this 4-part breathing, this is a really good breath to do if you're feeling anxious. It can be a good calming breath to do before you're going to sleep at night. So allow your eyelids to close and then take a smooth, full, deep inhale through your nose here. And then a full, complete exhale. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So continue on your own. Do about 4 or 5 more complete cycles. You can change the count. And then there's no rush. So you take as much time as you need to finish up your box breath, but we're moving towards a resting pose of Shavasana. You're probably going to stay exactly where you are, but the feeling tone is going to be different. You're inviting in this sense of relaxation, this sense of surrender. You're asking your body and brain to assimilate the work that they've done this past hour. You're giving yourself permission to be still, to be quiet, to not worry about all of the things that need to get done. For these next few moments, Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma joyti gamaya. Mrityoma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then start to bring some movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes, circle your ankles, wrists, stretch out. Eventually landing with your hands in a pile on top of your heart. You're sending yourself love and gratitude for showing up, for making the effort, sending each other love and gratitude for the support, the community. Finally, just promising yourself you're going to carry a little of this good feeling with you into the rest of the week, weekend ahead. Finally, bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today, everybody. Great to see you as always.